Hello and welcome to Postcard and a Pint. I'm Rachel.
I'm Wills.
And today, it's a Welsh Lakes kind of day.
I'm going on a train.
Yay! In today's video, we're nipping back to North Wales. We have a bumble around Bala, discover how very, very large Lake Vyrnwy is. To be honest, we couldn't give a damn. Oh, and managed to miss our steam train. Don't worry, Plan B is the order of the day. Come with us as we have some more frolics in North Wales. After all the excitement of planes and foreign shores last week, it's business as usual today. It's been a tad windy of late. There's a few big uns gone over. Gorgeous. Now that's what I call stealth camping, not morning. We've arrived at Lake Vyrnwy and we're very excited to do our little walk. The drive to get here was beautiful, but scary. It's a very narrow, thin road with a lot of sheer drops off the side and no barriers. But anyway, should you want to risk your life and come here, the what three words are crowbar, qualifier, tour. Tour. Let's go. I'm glad we cleared that up. It was fantastic to be out and about in the fresh air once again. Magic. Lake Vyrnwy is also known as Llyn Llanwyn. It's a reservoir in Powys in Wales. It was built and constructed in 1880 by the Liverpool Corporation Waterworks and was to provide Liverpool with fresh water. Cheeky scousers robbing our water. And there, behind that tree, is Wills having a wee. Can't take him anywhere. By making this reservoir, they submerged the village of Llanwyn. It's underneath there. Okay, change of plan. Our initial thought was we'll walk around the lake. We've got here, it's massive. We've got a train booked in Bala at 2:10, so we're going to walk back to the car, we're going to bring the car along and stop off at some beautiful places and try and find a better way back to Bala where we might not kill ourselves. Little did we know it was going to be a Plan B sort of day. Can we just take this moment to appreciate how beautiful North Wales is? We had to keep stopping on the drive up the lake to explore the rivers coming down the mountains, passing over stones, making the most beautiful pools and waterfalls on their way. And then it was time to stop for lunch. There can't be many places with a better view for a lunch stop. Champion. Don't worry, he did sanitise his hands after his wee. This fairy tale turret that sticks out from the water is in fact the trading tower for the water company. It looks so romantic, where in fact it's just removing bits from the water. Makes a beautiful photo though. We then drove on to the far end of the lake to visit the impressive dam. This dam was the first large stone-built dam in the United Kingdom. It's constructed with great blocks of Welsh slate and was started in 1881. It was finally completed in 1888. Construction of the dam flooded the village of Llanwyn. The residents of the village were not consulted about a proposal for the dam. Their relocation involved the demolition of a church, 2 chapels, 3 inns, 10 farmhouses and 37 houses. A new settlement was built for them by the Liverpool Corporation. It's still such an impressive structure today. There's a certain melancholy to think that that was once a village. The roads we found back to Bala were far less dramatic, but equally as beautiful.
Slight change of plan, here we are at Bala Lake, or Llyn Tegid in Welsh. Now the plan was, we would go straight to the Bala Railway, do our steam train and then look at Bala. So to avoid the road of death from where we were, we thought we'd go a different way. And it doubled our journey. What was half an hour drive to here was then an hour's drive to here, and we missed it. But I rang them up, very nice man has put us on the train. We've got to drive all the way to the other end of the lake to catch it, but we can still do our train ride. So we're going to have a look around Bala Lake and Bala. Come on!
The day of Plan Bs continued. Bala Lake actually is a lake and not a reservoir. It is stunningly beautiful, and it was wonderful to just sit and chill, watching the clouds and mountains. Too soon, it was time to drive all the way back along the lake to find our train.
We've made it to Llyn, and there's a steam train!
The Bala Lake Railway is a narrow gauge railway that runs along the southern shore of Bala Lake. The line is 4.5 miles long and is built on a section of the former standard gauge railway from Rhuaben to Barmouth that closed in 1965. You can still see some of the old posters, and the station buildings and signal box buildings still remain. The steam locomotives they have in use or stored are Maid Marian, Holy War, Alice, Winifred, she's American you know, George B, Avonside and Dorothy. We were on George B today.
We're at Llyn station and we're on a steam train.
Here we go. As it was February, it was lambing season. Baby sheeps everywhere. The buildings on the far side of the lake hold memories for most Welsh school kids. It's called Llyn and is a Welsh language outdoor activity centre where many Welsh school kids do their first residential away from mum. Did you know that Wills won Miss Llyn back in the 80s? Yes, all the boys dressed as girls and the girls dressed as boys to compete for the title. Ah, the good old non-PC days. In the summer, this is a really popular swimming and water sports lake. Still a few nutters up for it today, I see. We arrived in Bala and had 10 minutes whilst they changed ends with the locomotive and refuelled. Time for a bit of filming up on the bridge. I wish you could record smells. Well, not all smells, obviously, Wills, but this one of steam coming off the coal was amazing. All aboard! It's time to go again! We were much nearer the locomotive this time, so there was steam everywhere. Now these three were hilarious. They reminded me of Compo, Cleggy and Foggy from Last of the Summer Wine. I have renamed them after trains for this video. So Gordon, Percy and James had obviously decided the brief was to photograph our train along its journey. We'll see you again soon, chaps. No, you're not seeing things. It is them again. And after a quick snap, it's back in their gold estate car to race to the next spot. What did you win there, Wills?
I won this Flint there.
And there they are again, although they seem to have found a fourth member. We shall call him Thomas. All right, lads? Sheep. 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 And before we knew it, we were back to the start. We were hoping that Gordon, Percy and James and their new mate Thomas would be there to greet us. Sadly, it was not to be. They were probably frantically developing their train photos in a dark room. Ooh,
We've just finished on the train, we've driven back to Bala, we thought we'll show you a bit of Bala before we go home. Come on!
Now, believe it or not, this place is bustling in the summer. All the cafes and bars spill out onto the streets and it's alive with holidaymakers. We did notice that there are a lot of pubs in Bala. Today, it's quiet and most things are closed. Ooh, an interesting fact. The gwiniad is a freshwater whitefish that's only found in Bala Lake. It's now a threatened species. But don't worry lads, just chips for us today. No fish. And a cracking sunset on the way home. Top day.
Well, that was lovely, but we'll let you into a little secret. That was actually 2 weeks ago, because what happened?
We got the COVID.
We did. We got the COVID after 2 years of avoiding it.
You got the COVID.
Well, I did. I got the COVID.
And then I was starting to feel a bit smug with myself. Been about a week and a half thinking, wait, I'm not going to get the COVID. And then I got the COVID.
Coughed on him.
I've still got the COVID, which is why I look like this.
And I look like this because I've only just gone back to work. But the good news is we only overlapped on our isolation by half a day.
Hey.
So we were able to keep up with supplies.
Supplies.
Anyway, can you remember, what did you actually like about the day?
It was a beautiful day. I was a little disappointed at first when we got to Lake Vyrnwy because I thought that was the main car park and the main walk and we couldn't see the straining tower. We couldn't even get down to Bala Lake because of the trees and the forest. But then as soon as we decided to take the car and have a little mosey around, it was beautiful, absolutely stunning.
I think one of my favourite bits was actually having our lunch.
Having our butties.
Oh, just, that was so beautiful. Not knowing what was to come, that we're going to be locked up for the next...
And the dam was stunning, we've never seen that before.
That dam was amazing. So good. One thing I will say is, we did say about the road between Bala and the Lake Vyrnwy first end.
It was like that.
Oh, it was scary. I wish we'd filmed it, but we didn't because I had my eyes shut.
I had my eyes shut too when I was driving.
But yeah, so that's why we kind of missed our train afterwards, because we took a bit of a long route back to avoid that road.
We put the postcode into the sat-nav for Bala
Lake
Railway, and little did we know, we thought we were just about going to make it, and then we didn't realise, we should have realised, but it took us to the stop at the other end, the Llynwchllyn end, rather than the Bala end.
But the guy was very good, rang him up, and he said, yeah, just drive back to the other end and you can take the other train instead, and yeah, it was lovely.
Time. We have done it before.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it.
Those guys were funny.
Yeah, last time we did it actually in COVID times.
Yeah.
But the train was emptier.
Yeah.
Today, even though like there was no social distancing now, but yeah, the guys were hilarious.
Got to tell you my Llynwchllyn story, right?
Yeah,
We mentioned Miss Llynwchllyn. Rachel's already said it's like a Welsh language retreat for school kids. And Miss Llynwchllyn's a competition. I was 10 or 11 years old. Guys dressed as girls, girls dressed as guys. There was me, 10, 11 years old, black wig, pink, frilly, lacy tutu, balloons up my t-shirt, because that was acceptable in the 80s, and I won.
Perfect. What was your prize? A Tocyn Iaith.
Tocyn Iaiths. You used to win Tocyn Iaiths, which were like little tokens, little like stars.
And you could trade them in at the end of it. Yeah. Or was it that you go to your team or to you?
To the team.
Yeah, to your team. You have to put into teams. So yeah, you collect your Tocyn Iaiths and you trade them in.
Yeah.
Ah, those were the days.
We're rambling now, aren't we?
We are rambling now.
People go and get
we should, yes.
their tea.
So it was a lovely day. The weather was fantastic. Sad thing is the weather's been amazing this week.
I know, and I can't
and
go
we've
out.
been stuck in the house.
I know.
Dying to go on a walk and see all the little baby barshups that have been
little
born.
sheeps.
So yeah, we don't know how long he's got left yet. They reckon he's out of isolation in a day or two, but the black line on the lateral flow
The black line's still pretty black.
Black, so I think he's in for another good 4 or 5 days yet.
Yeah,
so
well.
hey.
There we go.
Right.
Anyway.
We will say for now, cheers
To the good
to
times.
the good times.
How do you find out how much a whale weighs?
I do not know.
You take him to the whale weigh station.
Oh.